There it is. Maddie holding Qua 4.
Qua 4?
Qua 4.
No, we were down
Awesome. Today is May 20th, and I know we haven't, I'm not sure how many video clips we actually have. We have a couple of things that have happened today. Megan is breastfeeding right now and he slept, he got circumcised this morning, and he just slept, I don't know what, 5 hours, 6 hours? He slept for a long time. We had a really rough first night. He was just awake, and he did not want to lay in his bassinet. And we put him in there, he'd be fine for like a minute or two, and then he'd start crying. So I had him up, I was walking around with him, and at one point I put him in his bassinet. We were walking up and down the hallways last night. It was just a rough night. So hopefully tonight, now Megan, I was trying to help Megan out as much as possible because she was still she still had her her battle wounds from delivery, so she was she was stuck in bed. Yeah, she was just stuck in bed, so she felt bad. But I was trying to make sure she got as much rest as possible. That was my goal. And so it was just a rough night last night. Her family actually came in this morning. I know I'm just throwing out a whole bunch of stuff to you right now. Her family came out this morning around 8 o'clock, and I actually left and went home, and I went to go take Jace out and just kind of hang out with him a little bit, because no one's actually been at the house, so just let him in and out and stuff. But I actually took a 2-hour nap this morning, so I feel pretty good. We had lunch, and now we're just chilling. We have some people who are going to be stopping by in a little bit to come see him, and so.
He passed his hearing test.
Yeah.
He had a photo shoot.
Yeah, we had a little photo shoot.
He was circumcised.
Yeah, we had a lot going on, so.
It's been a big day for this guy.
Yep. So it's pretty cool.
He's 1 day and 15 minutes old.
1 day and 15 minutes old. Nice. So pretty crazy. Good stuff. Here's my favorite little girl in the world. Came to visit us.
Maddie, you only have that.
And there's my second favorite little boy. You are.
Nuh-uh.
You said boy.
I know. Why can't you be my boy and girl?
I'm not a boy.
Because he has his own little boy now.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you went down in the rankings. Sorry.
Sorry, bro.
I'm gonna be an uncle.
Yeah, you are. There it is. Maddie holding Qua 4.
Qua 4?
Qua 4.
No, we were downstairs.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Right before I fed him, like right before you guys came.
Looks like he's grinning.
Looking good.
Looking good, dude.
Asked her a question. She goes, "Okay, go ahead. I'll just watch you
Mhm.
get in there." Okay.
Yep.
So I mean, like it's good, but
They're trying to make it. You have to figure it out.
what's up, guys? I know you guys haven't seen me in a while. I'm standing. It's a miracle, right, babe? So I just wanted to show you guys some cute stuff happening over here. So cute.
We're still trying to figure out like what he needs when.
Yeah.
So we just try a little bit of everything. So if he was crying, he wouldn't. Just regular holding him wasn't helping. So I was trying to
Oh my
burp him,
goodness,
and
he's so cute.
not sure if he actually needs to be burped or if he just wants to be in this position right now.
Yeah. So we're figuring stuff out as we go. You know, new parent stuff. No big deal. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm in pain, but I'm moving around pretty good. Someone just knocked on the door, I think. Come in.
I think it was another door closing.
Oh, I'm losing it. But yeah, we're just, oh my gosh. He just like rested his head down on your shoulder. He's so cute. Ooh. Anyway, sorry. I can't handle the cuteness. So we're just hanging out right now. We just had some friends leave. But yeah, we're doing good. We're hoping. He got circumcised earlier today, so he's been pretty just like chilled out, hanging out. He slept for a good, what, 5-6 hours?
Yeah, after circumcision.
After that, it was a traumatizing experience, so he just like slept. And we're nursing, and that's going good. I'm still figuring that out, but it's going well. But yeah, we're just hanging out now.
Trying to make sure he stays asleep for tonight.
Yeah, so we're
trying to keep him up.
We're keeping him awake right now so that we can hopefully get him to sleep a little bit, even if it's just
for like 2 hours. It's better than last night.
yeah, better than last night. Last night was pretty rough, so yeah. But yeah, that's the update.
So one of the things that you guys don't know, because we didn't vlog for those 9 months during her pregnancy and stuff, was that when Megan and I were dating, and before we were even thought about kids, one thing I always told her is that I always wanted my first boy to be named Kenneth William Albert the Fourth, because I am the third. And what's kind of cool is I'm actually technically the fourth Kenneth, but my great grandfather, his middle name was Kenneth Chester, not Kenneth William. So when they had he didn't like his middle name, so when they had my grandfather, they switched it to Kenneth William, and that's what's stuck so far. So pretty cool. But I always told Megan I always wanted Kenneth William, and I always joke with her and told her with people stuff like we'd be talking about it. I always told people that it was in our covenant agreement at marriage that the first boy would be named Kenneth William. So I love my grandfather so much, and I love my dad, and I think it's cool when your name just means more than you. And I think it's one way that I always viewed it growing up, is that my grandfather is like probably one of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my life. And so yeah, I think it was just keeping that name and keeping it going. Just when your name means so much more than you, I think it's pretty incredible. And Kenneth means, I like the meaning. Kenneth means actually born of fire, and so it's a pretty cool meaning. Anyway, so yeah, so I always wanted Kenneth William the Fourth as my first son, and so so we found out he was a boy in December. I had our gender reveal, and so we already had 2 names picked out. We had Kenneth William for the boy, and then we had Kennedy Ray was the other one for a girl. So Kennedy Ray. So we did a gender reveal party, and then we and he was a boy. And let me pull up an image real fast for you. And this is a picture from our reveal party. It's really funny because I think during the party, Megan and I seriously thought that we were going to be having a girl. And just think that. I think.
Why though?
I don't know why.
We thought we were having a girl because we wanted a boy so
Oh yeah,
bad.
because we wanted a boy really bad, and when that happens, you feel like you're just gonna have the other one. So that picture is just full of like straight up emotion of like, oh my god, like seriously, we could not believe that we were having a boy, and we were so excited. We both wanted a boy. So anyway, so found out in December he was a boy, and then we already knew his name, and so back in February, so now it's May, but back in February, I was getting ready to speak at my very first winter camp. I was speaking at a camp, and so I was going to be speaking 3 times, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. No, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I was like the main speaker and stuff, which I was so excited about because that's always been a dream of mine to do. And so we were going up to Virginia, up to Great Wolf Lodge, up there, and so I was going to be speaking. And the day before, on Thursday night, I found out that my grandfather, Kenneth William Sr., he had a stroke. He didn't have a heart attack. It was a stroke, a massive stroke. And he was down in Florida with my grandmother because they would go down there for winter, and so he was down in Florida when it happened, and so that's what it made it even harder because he wasn't back up and home in Jersey. He was all the way down in Florida. So my parents flew down and stuff, and it was a really tough decision because honestly I really could have skipped out on the speaking and gone down to Florida, but I knew, like, just being a pastor myself, and then my grandfather was a huge believer. I always joked and said that he would have kicked my butt if I did not go to be with those kids and speak to all those teenagers, and if I just went with his body instead. He would have been so mad at me because he just loved the Lord and was always about other people with him. So what happened was that he had an artery in his vein. I can't think of, it was almost like an aneurysm, I think it was, right? It wasn't an actual aneurysm, but what happened was that he had a small one. His brain started slightly bleeding after the stroke, and so they was manageable. They could fix it. Like, there was options that they had, but over the course, I think it was like in 2 hours, it went from a small bleeding to a catastrophic bleeding over just over that time, over 2 hours, and so it got to the point where they couldn't do anything. And I think this is what hurts me the most about this. It's pretty amazing, but at the same time, it hurts the most about this whole pregnancy is because my grandfather was so excited to meet Kenneth, and he was so excited to be there with him. And every time I would call him, he was so excited to come because he was going to be coming down in June, coming back on their way back up from Florida, back up to Jersey. They were going to be stopping and seeing him in June, and so just a few months off, he missed seeing his grandson, his great-grandson, and it would have been the first one. It's his first one, and so he passed away in February. But at the same time, how cool is it that even though that God had it all, like me and Megan and I thought that we were having a girl, but I think God allowed us to have this boy this time for a very specific reason because of him passing away. And it's cool that with one Kenneth passing, another one's being born. So this little guy's birth is much bigger than what he ever knows, and so that's one of the things I cannot wait to be able to tell him and to talk to him about is about his great grandfather and how amazing he is, and why he's named Kenneth William Albert. And because he'll probably get made fun of sometimes, or he may not like his name at times because he's the fourth, and probably yell at us, and why couldn't I like have a unique name or something? I never did that, but never know if he will do it. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So I figured there's been a lot that's been going on in the past several months, so I wanted just to share that, and so kind of catch you up to speed, and because that was a pretty big significant part of our life. So anyway, I guess it's time to move on to day 2, so enjoy day 2.